and then they will come up with a mock of how the building will look like. And then they put it in the market for sale. Like I said the other day, Dangote only saw the potential from saying why people come to say they took this oil away. He just went and set up a refinery. Dangote did not set up a geological firm. Very, very good morning to you all. My name is Daddy Chris, and this is SRTV London. Whoa, you're not seeing this place for some time. Yes, but we're back. Why shouldn't we? Election is around the corner. A lot of things are happening in the country. We can see so much has happened. I can't wait to touch base with some of them. But as you know, this is a show where we talk to each other about ourselves. So let's talk about Nigeria on this show today. Where are we, Nigeria? There is a very wonderful presentation. I asked somebody to present on Nigerian Week. I say, please tell us where Nigeria is coming from, where we are, and where we're going. Fellow Nigerians, a lot is happening in these past few days. We're going to be treating them academically with care. Maybe because I'm not in the country, because I heard a lot of people have been arrested for saying what they have in their mind. Okay. Thank God I'm far away, so I can have big lips, I can talk. But that's not what we're going to do today. Today, we really want to talk about something very, very sensitive, something about us, something that concerns me and you only. I have a lot of people joining me on the show this morning, so they are having, when they think they know what they're doing, they have to take some time to get used to the system. So they will join us. Don't worry, they'll soon join us. The house is full. It's a full house. But I really want to talk about something close to my heart today. And the reason I picked this topic was I listened to two Nigerian ladies. They are good content creators. And I follow this woman. One is a PhD lady. I follow her. And the other one is actually very intellectual. She analyzes issues. The two women, they're Nigerians, highly intellectual. And the two of them, one was saying that the definition of an educated person should not be restricted to the classroom. I want to put it that way. Perhaps the other one was very, very academic. Question I have today is, who is really an educated person? That's a topic. It's a big one. And I think we spend 2 days on this. We will never be tired. But if you know any educated person, or if you have a definition for this person, please let us have it. The last time I checked, an educated person in our book today might not make a lot of sense to others. And the question, especially at this point in time where we are trying to define what is education in Africa, in Nigeria to be particular. Now, let's take a look at this wonderful image I have on the screen ready to share today. And that is the biggest image I have for today. You see, this image is, okay, look at those people in there. They added themselves, not me, right? Let's see. This is a wonderful image. I think I should allow this image to take full screen. This image is talking about the illusion of grades. Oh, okay. And it asks a question, who is an educated person? Now, on one side, we have a guy who is a lawyer, well-educated, carrying his tie. He has studied, he's a barrister. I have a barrister on the platform tonight, so I hope you'll be able to answer this question. And they are the educated people. In fact, the court will call them learned men, my learned men. That's fair enough. But I see this one as a lawyer, but it will be too far. Let's see this man as an engineer for the purpose of this presentation and for the purpose of the image in front of us. And then on the other hand, you have a mechanic who probably didn't even go maybe stop at primary school or secondary school, and now he went through the vocational skill, and he has what it takes to fix your car. Now, I think the university will need to educate us again. What they train this man, this engineer, to be made of. And the vocational guys will tell us what they train this mechanic, just use the word mechanic, to be made of. Because at the end of the day, there's a disconnect somewhere. The man who carries the spanner he adds value to society. He does a job. Through his training, he's able to create job for himself. And he actually fix your car. The other engineer, let's use the word engineer, he's looking for a job, but he has some training. We don't understand what he's been trained on. My question is, what industry was he prepared for? Why is that industry not there to pick him up? Or most importantly, my own case is, why can't he create a job for himself? Because this guy here is not looking for a job. He created a job for himself. And we call him an uneducated person. The educated man, he couldn't create a job for himself. He's looking for a job. This doesn't add up in my book. Perhaps in my new book, I was talking about the concept of a technical graduate. But maybe this is a little bit more than that. Now, let me make some things clear. The concept of grade is very important. You know, at the end of the day, when you look for a job or somebody graduate from school, the first thing we want to do is know what grade did you get, because that helps us to judge you based on your certificate. A guy came on my show here and he used the word certificate. He's no more talking of certificate, certificate. That's a big word. When you use the word certificate, it's what you know. It's not what you study. It's not, you sabiam. That's how we say it. And perhaps that same thing, I want to talk to these two young people. Hopefully, if they join this show, I have time to fight with them carefully, and it won't be political, but I'm going to be attacking them. I'm very sure. Maybe that's why their system is not on board yet. But let me ask a question. Do you know an educated person in Nigeria is that man that can speak good English? Let me repeat it. An educated person in Nigeria is a man that can speak the Queen's English. Not our own English, the Queen's English. Because as far as I'm concerned, I think we have our own English. Our own English is called the Pidgin English. But it's not good if you speak the Pidgin English, you are barbaric. Where is this man coming from? Yeah, you see the way he speaks. In fact, they used to talk to us, those of us from Niger Delta, especially from Wari area. They are now Wari people, that's how they speak. But we have a language, you don't. You know, I've been in UK for a couple of times now, and when we're speaking Pidgin English, the white people don't know what we're talking about. Englishman doesn't know what we're speaking. It's alien to them. Meaning we have a language we've created out of the English language. That could have been our language. No, the biggest challenge we have as a country, this is called tribalism. I don't think it's even an issue. We don't even have a means of communication that is our own. Meaning anything we write, the Englishman or the Americans can interpret it. It shouldn't be so now. And even if we claim that brotherliness with them, okay, maybe that should not be a problem. Because after all, the Americans can read the British can read the American. But let me tell you one thing clear. The American English is different from the British English. They use the word color. You know how they spell color, how they write it, even if they say the same thing. And I'm happy now the World Cup is ongoing. They call it soccer in America. I don't know whether it's called the Soccer World Cup. You know, for us, it's called the football. The World Cup. I'm happy it's called World Cup. Whether it's the World, Americans call it World Soccer Cup, or whether we British call it World Football Cup, but we know what we're saying. What is our word for it? You see, it looks as if we Africans are the ones that are actually left with the garbage of everything the world has to offer in the 21st century. The reason I say this is we have no identity. We're suffering from inferiority complex, and that is affecting everything we do. Let me see. I think I have one person with me now I can add to the show. He's a younger man. Hopefully this one will be able to talk with me. First time we see this face on this show, and his name is, when I say Precious, they say, it's a man answering Precious. I say, yes, so his name is Precious. Precious, very good morning to you, sir.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
How are you?
I'm fine, sir.
So what happened? I wonder you're answering me, sir. What happened? You came a little bit late, that's fine. So
sorry, we were experiencing some
Yeah, some technical issues.
technical issues with the Artemini.
I understand. Yes, I've been. You're welcome, welcome. They will be seeing this face a lot. He's a young man. His name is
Thank you very
Precious.
much.
Yeah, the young men and the young girls, they know what to do with him. But he will be on the show all the time. And he's from SRTV Asaba, so he's been giving us some dynamics, different dynamics to the show. And hopefully, Abuja will join us shortly and we'll see something. But Precious, I was just talking to myself and I was crying
Okay.
about the concept of who is an educated person. I don't know what we call
Okay.
education in Nigeria. I gave the stance of a man who I think we should share his image right here on the platform right now. I shared this. This is a very big image for us to look at today. Yeah, I think we should look at this one together, Precious. This is a guy here.
Okay.
The guy with the mechanic, the one is carrying spanner, is called, we call him popularly known as mechanic in Nigeria, right? And
Yes,
we have
sir.
the other man with plenty books. He's well read. He has a degree. He speaks very good English. The other one speaks pidgin, maybe. And he carries books. He knows the theory. He has a recognized certificate. This other guy doesn't have anything. His certificate is his work. You bring him to your house, he fixes your car. He doesn't have a certificate. Traditionally, he's called
Yeah.
uneducated. Is he really uneducated, or we don't understand who is an educated person? Okay. I
Okay.
happen to.
All right. So we have two persons. We
Yes.
have a young man who is a mechanic who
I like the word.
learned. Yes, he's a
Yes.
mechanic. He's an engineer, not by education, but by
You see, now you're
skill,
using the
something
word
he
education
learned.
again. You see that you're using the
Yeah.
word education again. So, what
No,
do you
I'm
mean not
trying
by
to.
education? Yes. So we're
No.
going to define the education. That's what we're getting at today. What do you mean not by education?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
No,
What do
because
you mean?
now, if because the title here said the illusion of grade. Okay,
Yes.
so which shows two men, which on the left we have the mechanic, and which is working on his in his dirty shop. You get, and on the right we have the one on suits, okay, carrying a lot
Yes.
of books. But the thing here is, one question I would like to ask is what we are talking about now not going to make people who failed in school feel better about themselves? Because, for example, if I am to be in school and I can't cope, probably because of the educational system, I was unable to cope. My head couldn't carry it and I stepped down. All right. Wouldn't it make them feel like, yes, that is enough reason for what they did? Because, for example, if you need an educated man to build a bridge. You need the engine they are working on, those engines that the mechanic are working on. It needs an educated
Yeah.
man that learns the theoretical aspects of it to be able to, put those engine parts, create it. I don't know
Okay.
if I'm
Yeah, you're
if
making
I'm
sense.
getting
So,
somewhere, but
in
to
other words,
me, I don't think.
yes,
Yes,
I hear you. I hear you. So you're saying that in any
hello,
case,
sir.
that man that can just use his head, can you hear me? Yeah. You're saying
Yeah, I
that the
can
man
hear
that
you now. I
can
can
use
hear you
his
now.
head, yes, the man that can use his head is actually very educated. That, and it's okay. I don't think without it,
Sorry, the network is.
yeah, that's fine. You'll soon hear me. You know, this year as a thing, you get used to the system. All right. So
Sorry,
I think
we haven't been around for
yes,
some.
it's a test, yes. So, but this is quite interesting. So you're saying to us that after us, the engine that the man is working
Can
on
you hear
is,
me?
yes, it's designed by someone. Yes, I can hear you. It's only you that can hear me. All right. So maybe you will
Hello,
hear me
sir.
with time. I can hear you very well. All right. Let me take him out. I'll bring him back quickly. Let's see. I can hear you. I can hear you good. It's going to sign in as come out. So that's what we face today. We're facing this issue. And he has asked me a very difficult question. Those people that goes to school and we know and couldn't pass, would they feel good of themselves? The question is, must everybody go to the school? Do you know that some people, I'm going to give I'm not very sure of the story anymore, but when I was very young, I was told a false story, and it might be true, about one of the most famous prime minister of the United Kingdom, Winston Churchill. Winston Churchill didn't do well in school, but he did well in the military. So that I cannot theoretically cram, that's the word we use, do the rote learning. I remember somebody said I got a first class. I said, you sure? Are you sure I understand everything they taught me? There's a question. So why are we judging people because they can recite things? Okay, if you can recite it and you understand the meaning of it, perhaps we give you some credit. But by the time you cannot apply that to real life, we have a problem with you. Let me use the word. I wish these kids are with me. I wanted to give the concept of mathematics and applied mathematics. For those of you that did that, I'm an engineering student, so now I'm in law. If you do mathematics, they'll tell you if S is this, what will they look for S equal to this? They put equations. That would be just mathematics. But in applied mathematics, they will give you scenario. Scenario, meaning the concept is applied to everyday life. There's a difference between applied mathematics and mathematics. And I can tell you, ordinary mathematics is meaningless unless it is applied. The essence of teaching you mathematics is so that you can apply it to your everyday life. But most of us stop in learning mathematics, not understanding what is applied mathematics. Maybe that is the easiest way for me to make a point today. There's a problem, and we do have a problem. And the problem is this: when we study for the fun of studying, and we don't understand what we study, that perhaps is a big issue. But perhaps that's not even what I really want to talk about today. Let me put it this way, and I'm going to bring these two young people back now quickly on the show. I hope I have. Okay, good. Can you hear me now, young man?
Yeah, sorry, the network. We're having some technical issues. Sorry about that.
Yes, I'm about to add Abuja to the show, and if Abuja is going to be added to the show, I want you to check your display, Abuja, before I add you to the show. And if everybody will conduct himself as if they are in the studio, that will help.
Okay.
All right. So because I can see everybody from here. Thank you, ma'am. I'll soon be adding Abuja so that we can have a very, very solid discussion on what we're about to do today. We lost some part of the things with me alone, but I think we can continue. You asked a question, young man, that want people who
Yes, people that that failed in the aspect of education, and
yes,
probably because they could not meet up. Okay, they could not comprehend it, and they had to drop out. Won't this make them feel like they have a reason, make them feel, yes, what I did was right? And
but does it not occur to you that maybe that's not even the best education for us? That one, you go to school and you begin to learn and learn and begin to learn, and some people cannot comprehend. How are you sure it's the best education for us? Because if let's put it this way, I'm a teacher, I'm a trained teacher. So, and when we were in school, they taught us something. Basofua actually said it well. We call it the informal education. Before the white people came, how were we teaching ourselves things? If you want to learn a mechanic or a carpenter, you go to the shop and learn with your brother. You serve him for some time, and then you graduate. And those people become useful to society. That was our education. Now,
can you hear me?
Listen, I can hear you very well. So if you can't hear me, you guys have a technical issue. So I can hear you, everybody, and nobody can hear me.
All right, go on.
Okay, so before the Western education came, that was the way we used to educate ourselves. We learn the act of doing things that is important to society. And there's something that this issue of education, perhaps that's where I'm getting confused. Some of the things we learn in today may not even be relevant to our society. And whether the person, what he studied in school is relevant or not, as long as he can speak big grammar, he's an educated person. And that's my confusion. Abuja, I want to add you people to the show, but the display mode is on. Can you press the display so that those button will leave before I add you to the show? They might not even be able to hear me. What a shame. All right, let's add them because that's the only way you can hear me. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Morning. I said your display button is on. Can you put it off so that we can have all those ugly things out of your screen? Thank you. All right. So we are trying to do one thing today, and I hope we still have enough time to do justice to what we have to do today. But we'll manage the time. But I'm still talking about who is an educated person. The debate is on, and I'm going to ask a simple question. Yes. What, maybe for us to be able to look at this issue carefully. You're welcome, Abuja. This is not what we want to see. It's the first time we can manage. I won't allow you people to introduce yourself today because on the good day I will be introducing you, but maybe you get introduced as we go on in the show. If you talk to the audience who you are first because they don't know you. All right, but seriously, we are doing something very important today. We're asking, who is an educated person? So if I can speak English very well, I'm an educated person. Oh, he speaks the Queen's English. He's an educated person. So maybe education is relative. In Britain here, English is their language. If you come to England, it's their language. Some of them can speak English. Do you know that 23% of English people are illiterate? They speak very good English. It's their language now. I speak my language. I speak Yoruba very well. It doesn't mean I can read and write in Yoruba. I'm an illiterate in Yoruba. I don't know how to read and write in Yoruba. So I don't know. I have two Doma people here. How many of these two people do you know how to speak and write, read and write Doma? Let me welcome the Doma people to the show.
Yes. Yes, good to see you, sir. I know how to speak and write in
good afternoon. Good morning.
Is it good afternoon or good morning? You know, this woman, you guys came late, but it's so good. Yeah, so we're trying to, yes. I'm asking, does it mean that anybody that can speak good English is an educated person?
I don't think so.
Not necessarily. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Okay, but because that seems to be, okay, let's take a look at this skill. Let me put it this way. And perhaps first, let's understand, why do we even study? Perhaps anything we do and not having to know why is where we're getting it wrong. If we go to school, the essence of going to that school is to do something. What is it meant for? Either to give you a skill that will make you useful to society, and maybe to refine you with some discipline. That is secondary. If not, the number one reason you go to school is to learn a skill that you can use to contribute to society or render a service or even produce a goods that you can sell. That is why we go to school. And if there's any other reason why we go to school, and if we have that in mind, if you people agree with that definition of the reason for education first, then that brings me the question again.
I think you are forgetting a particular ingredient in the conversation. Okay. What about the knowledge that you have acquired? The knowledge acquired in school. It cannot be underestimated.
That's where the knowledge is what? What is knowledge? Let's define knowledge again, because this is the deeper part of it. What is knowledge? Knowledge is not here. Knowledge is what you know. And what you know is your skill.
Well, if I would chip in on that part, I would like to ask, what is education first?
Exactly.
That's the part I would like to come in from. Because if you want to say, if you want to say who is an educated person, You need to know what education is. Now, education is that knowledge that you have. Then I'll now shade it to a particular specialization. If as a trader in a bar market, I know how to convert a customer that is coming in the market to become a buyer, and I succeed in selling, I am educated in that field, which is
you are a marketer. In the English sense, you are a great marketer. You see, Oyibo will give him a big name. He's a great marketer.
People go to school to now study marketing. Right? Now, in school, specializations are categorized in different bits.
I love that. That's I like that.
So if you go and you study marketing, now what we should be discussing is the efficiency in you that went to study that marketing in school, and the person in the market that did not go to study the marketing in school. Amazing. You that studied it in school, how are you able to convince a customer to buy from you? Wonderful. Not about speaking big grammar.
I think you are saying the application of what you learned.
Good.
How do you apply it?
Okay, what could you be learning if you cannot apply it? Barrister, what will you be learning if it is not applied? How do you apply? How do we know you learn something if it's not in you?
Okay, it's more like I think even in my field, you can say we have people like they call them quack lawyers, or what they call it, charge and bill. That's the popular word. Yes. Why? Because I think they have not been able to apply the knowledge they have learned in school to a large extent. I think one of the biggest benefits in acquiring knowledge is how to apply it. And of course, like you said, a mechanic may be educated in his field because he has acquired some knowledge. But how does he apply some certain things? If it comes to the basic engineering skills on how to apply those things, or even how it was done, they will not be able to apply it. They may not even be able to write it down.
Again, that brings one thing. Being able to write down is another thing. I want you to be noting them. You understand? Writing down is sometimes very, very. When do we write this down? Is it not to keep memory?
You don't just keep memory. You also share your knowledge. Having knowledge is one thing.
But it does not make you to share it. If you don't share your knowledge, it doesn't mean you don't know it.
To help others. Yes.
Barrister, writing it down, I agree. And sharing knowledge is secondary. The most important is, do you know what you are saying? Do you know what they are talking about in your field? Do you know what they do, what you are supposed to do? I went to school to go and study marketing. Do you know how to market? I went to go study engineering. If I study automobile engineering, can I fix the car? You see, today, you see why this is very important. Why I think it's very important. Do you notice I was born? You guys are very young people here. I was born almost 60 years ago. And 60 years ago, we were calling Julius Berger to come and fix our cars. Let's bring this other young man here. We called Julius Berger to fix in our cars. Unfortunately, as of today, Julius Berger is still the one. Julius Berger has been fixing our roads. As of today, Julius Berger is still the one we're inviting to fix our roads.
Yeah.
So the question is, if you tell me somebody went to university, what are you saying? The people we send to university, they cannot construct roads? Whilst we still bringing Julius Berger. But let's get one thing clear.
That is about leadership. Yes. That goes along with the leaders and their style of leading. I think it's a different thing from the application of the knowledge.
Having what
Nigeria, we have a lot of people who know even more than the people that they are bringing. We have a lot of people who they didn't even go to the 4 walls of school, but by apprenticeship, they know and can do better.
So thank you. Israel said there are some people that didn't go to the 4 walls of the school. So let us put it this way. Let me give you a quote from CNN, and this is the most one that carries me away. CNN came to Nigeria. They went to Alaba International Market, and they came out with a quote that the Alaba apprenticeship system is the highest incubator of successful small businesses worldwide. Now, let's use the word. To incubate is to breed, all right? Small businesses. that allowance scheme is the highest in the world. Meaning there's a skill there.
Very, very.
But they are not educated people. They say, I go marry that Igbo man when I go school. Is he educated or not? That is the debate of today. Is that man an educated man or he's not? And if he's not, what makes him uneducated? I'm sitting in the presence of learned men. What makes him or her uneducated? And what makes him educated? That's the question of today. Maybe if we restrict it to that one, we will understand. Because CNN that judge it was not me. And you know how much, even in the UK, they spend to breed small businesses, SME. They spend a lot. They've been studying a lot. Have been studying how to, how to groom young businesses, how young businesses can survive. Now CNN discovered it in Nigeria, the Igbo apprentice system. That is the highest, is the best in the world. Of course, it's not part of our curriculum. Those people are not educated. What do we call them again? Igbo traders. Is it not?
Igbo trader.
Yes, that's their name. But the one that went to the universities, all the marketing students you have from the university, I don't know whether they are useful to the society. Now tell me, is an educated person and who is not? That's my question.
So I think in the long run, an educated person should be the person who, in a particular field, can maximize the use of whatever knowledge the person has to bring out a result in that particular field.
In fact, to render a service, let's use the word, thank you. To render a service. You know, a lawyer who opens a chamber offers a service. He's educated. All right?
Yes.
An engineer, if you can open an engineering firm, then you are educated. But if you are an automobile engineer and you have a degree in automobile engineering and you are looking for a job and the mechanic man have a job, I'm wondering the kind of education you got. Maybe we should go and change your school and ask you what kind of school you studied, what kind of education they gave you in that school.
If you remember this fella's song, the great fella's song, he said, if you good, you be backo. If you bad, you be so,
yes.
even in carpenter, in furniture, you see they have that differentiation. The carpenter that doesn't know how to do his job very well, they call him cut and nail. He just cut and nail it. He doesn't know any other thing apart from that. But the one that is okay, he does interior design, they call those ones interior designers. They don't call them carpenters.
No,
the one that does
they have those days. Let me tell you one funny thing. I'm going to bring you guys to something very interesting. When I was growing up, my mom would take me to the tailor. I use the right word, tailor. Made a sew cloth for me. You know, when they want to do Christmas, they sew my tailor. Some of the shoes are very big. My mom was selling shoes, so the ones are very big, and the trousers will be big. They will make it so big so that I can use it for so many years. So it will be bigger than me. You understand? But you know what? We call them tailors. Until today, they are still called tailors. Now, listen to me, people. But if those people were to be in London, you know what we call them? Fashion designers.
Yes.
And you see the difference. Now, fashion designers, that tailor you're talking about, they are making more money for the Nigerian state more than movie and music together. I'm in the industry. This is my industry. Do you know the money fashion generate for Nigeria? If you put Nollywood and music, as popular as music is and as movie is, fashion is making us more money than those two industries. But they still call them tailors. When you go to a shop and say that to make clothes for you, what respect do you have for them? He's a tailor. He didn't go to school, right? The question I ask, is he an educated person?
I thought we've established that an educated person is someone who acquires knowledge and put the knowledge into use effectively.
So, in other words, a tailor is an educated person.
I think what we are looking for is the difference between a professional in a field and an educated person.
If you take your clothes to the tailor who you know is not educated, you are only looking for what you ordered versus what you received. So if you know the tailor is not educated and cannot deliver that service as a tailor to sew the design that you have in your heart, then I think it is you that I should be asking.
Okay, so
You
you're
took
saying
this
that it should
clothes
be
to wear,
relative.
knowing that this person,
You're
sir?
saying it to be relative. I want you to see in the terms of the national economy. Let's look at the national economy. Who is contributing to Nigeria? If you are Nigeria, you are me. I have 2 children. One is fashion. The
Okay.
other one is movie and music. Fashion is making me more money, bringing me more glory. And you calling him uneducated. And the one that can't bring me enough money, you call him that is the one that is educated. How do you make me feel?
Then you cannot downplay the effects, the importance of acquiring knowledge. It could be put to use any other time. It may not be put to use in a particular time or field, but it will always be important that you're educated through.
That's what I want to say. What do you define that skill? That you say educated. Let's go to the university now. Let's break it down.
Yes, you mentioned lawyers, you mentioned doctors earlier.
Doctors, listen, doctors are educated people. Doctors are educated people because doctors, you can see them. You know, I will call them, leave the professional courses.
Lawyers are also educated. Engineers are educated. The equipment that what do they call them? Is it
professional courses.
the equipment that carpenters use? It was an educated person that made those equipments.
You see,
can't
this is the
downplay the
mistake.
importance.
No.
Let's put it this way.
Carpenters are forging
Let's put it this way.
new equipment every day.
If we want to talk about being educated, it's based on your own field. As a barrister, you are educated in your own field. And in my field, I'm educated. So it differs. A blacksmith is different from a carpenter. A blacksmith can decide to say, okay, he's a blacksmith, he's making hammers, he's making cutlasses, making different tools. And we'll have a carpenter that uses these tools in his own field, educated in his own field. So being educated does not have to be you being educated in all aspects. There is a particular portion whereby your education focuses on when it comes to, let's take the university, for example. That's why we have lawyers, we have doctors, we have engineers, and so on. So
I don't know why you're picking on the big boys. All right. So in other words, we can rightfully say on this show that a goldsmith is an educated man.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it is.
That's what I'm trying to get. Because in other words, it's not the amount of English you can speak. That Alaba man, don't stop calling him educated.
There's nothing wrong with speaking English.
If you get to the field,
Oh God! English is a language.
Like
you said earlier, it's just like going to the UK and speaking broken, our language here in Nigeria.
Yes. I've gone to a university environment whereby all the lecturers and the lecturers and the students were speaking their dialects, not even English, but they are learning and they are doing what they do.
Yeah,
I like to say English is also a profession. Being able to speak that English very well has a field where you can also fit in and then serve the nation. When it gets to translation between
let me ask you a question. How about speaking my language? Is it a profession?
Yes, it's a profession.
That's it.
What is the universal language, Peter? What is the universal language?
What is universal? English is not universal language.
The popularly understandable language is English.
Who says so?
We can all accept that.
Because we were colonized. Go to where they speak French. They don't speak English there. If you go to French country, they don't speak English. They speak their French. If you go to where they speak German, they don't speak English.
But there's a way they translate. They speak English.
Who said so?
If you go to French countries, or if you go to countries where they are not speaking English, and there are English people there,
they will speak English with them.
The job for someone who knows how to speak very good English will be a translator.
Yes.
The person will be serving as a translator, and it will be added to, he'll be paying tax from the proceeds gotten from there, and it will be added to
so in other words, what we're saying now is that even, here, if you come, listen, I'm a lawyer here, and you come to seek asylum, they will look for somebody who speaks your language. So if you say you speak Urhobo, they look for an Urhobo person to translate for you because you can't speak English. So speaking my language is also a profession. Hello? Do you understand that?
That's true.
This is what I'm saying. What I live here, I live on it every day. Refugees. They come to this country, they can't speak English. They'll tell you they can't even speak, even when they can. So they have to look for somebody who can speak to translate for them. So if the person is an Igara person or is from Idoma, they will need the Idoma person to speak, who speak English and Idoma, to say, you say it in Idoma, you tell them in English. It's a job. You see, what I'm saying now is that we have overrated some levels of skills and downgraded very many. Until now, very many people, I'm sure many people will not agree with us still, that the Igbo man, the Alaba man, is considered uneducated man. The fashion designer is called tailor. Yes, now say that one a tailor. But they are all educated human beings. You see, and if we don't
if I may answer,
yes,
okay,
yes.
we agree that they are educated, but
yes,
are you trying to say, or what you're trying to say is that having a degree is not important?
No, you see, now, you see, when it comes
that's what I was asking you earlier. Are you
yes, that's a small part of it.
Of the university?
I think there's a point that he's making. He said, who is an educated person in terms of national growth? In terms of national growth. So I wrote something that as an educated person is in terms of national growth, is not just someone with certificate or school degrees, but someone whose knowledge, skills, and behavior actively contributes to the development of their country. So, does this answer you, sir?
No, that's not the question.
I don't want to use the word country. I'll say the society.
Are you downplaying the importance of acquiring a certificate in the university? Are you saying it is not important to go to university?
Okay.
Yes. No, sometimes it's very important. Yes. And let me answer your question directly. The answer is yes. We don't, because it's overrated. You know, you go to a university to go and study what? To go and study sociology, and you don't know, we don't have space. Well, let me finish, man. How many places do we have where we're going to feed sociologists?
A lot of places, sir. We really need more civil behavior in the characters of the people on the streets in Nigeria.
Okay, you see, and you think that character is gotten from the university. That's a big mistake. Let me put it this way. Let me break the one that is very close to me.
There are people who have done research and have written books about it. Just like you said, writing down is very, very important. So if you go through this process of
Barrister said so. Barrister is a bookworm now, so she says so, not me.
Yes.
I am of the thought.
If you go through this process of reading what the person who has done research documented, and you apply those stages or steps that the person used, I think it will go a long way in helping.
Like we talked about, you said you agreed earlier that, Chris, that a doctor, you agree that a doctor is an educated person because they are putting their skills into work. So now imagine putting a doctor in a room with a mechanic. Their behaviors cannot be the same. There's a particular mindset and behavioral way that education will impact in you, or the level of civilization you would have. A mechanic cannot have it. The places that a person who goes through the 4 walls of the university can go.
That is the mindset I want to correct. That's the mindset I want to correct. Let me say this. In the UK, where we have those that just went to do apprenticeship, and they are mechanics, they are so refined. They speak the same English. They follow the same
politics. I've never seen a refined mechanic here in Nigeria. Yes, I have not seen a refined. I have not seen.
I have seen.
They have more refined than an educated person.
They have their
refined and educated. You see the word bringing educated.
Okay. The person who goes through the 4 walls of the university.
They have their automobile shops, and they have gone to school, especially technical schools. They have their auto shops where you go and they scan your car with the knowledge that they have acquired from the 4 walls of engineering. That's not what I'm saying.
I'm talking about behavior. I'm not talking about.
Okay. And Omar, you think that the Alaba man is not behaving because he didn't go to the forward of the university?
If you see the behavior of an Alaba man, and you put me an Alaba man and Israel in one place today, there will be a big difference. If he enters this room, the difference will be there. That's one impact of going through the
Now,
four walls of the
on that
university.
part, on
Because
that
they'll
part,
teach you how to relate with people.
on,
They'll teach you how to blend in perfectly,
on
even outside
see,
your space.
sorry, on that
That's
part,
one thing
I like
that
to tell
education
you
will
that
teach you.
if you put it in
I
that
mean,
category,
going through the four walls of the university.
if you put it in that category,
Uh,
I like to refer you to area of specialization. If you bring the fish out of the water, the fish cannot swim because that is not its own natural habitat.
I don't
The
understand.
Alaba man's natural habitat is market, where there is the activities of buying and selling. If you put him and me
He's an
there,
expert
he will
there.
be.
He's an expert
I'm,
there.
I'm talking about
If you
a situation. Even if you visit a mechanic shop today,
yes,
and you are brought, maybe there's a dispute, and you are brought, as you've gone through the four walls, you bring a lawyer. Let me even use this instance. You bring a lawyer to settle a dispute in that environment. Do you think a mechanic will settle that dispute better than a lawyer?
No, a lawyer is trained to settle cases.
Right. That is what we're saying. The importance of learning this acquisition on how to handle.
No, but that is your job, madam. That is your job. No, let's put it this way. Let's use marketing. An Alaba international man is a marketer. Bring somebody from the university and put them in the same room. Tell me the one that will do better. Yeah, you're comparing two different industries. Yes.
I think
Alaba man is a marketer.
The university may do better. I think it differs.
I think
it depends on the people involved.
Sir, I think you and Barrister, you guys are saying the same thing. Area of specialization.
I don't know. I am saying
natural habitat of behavior.
The acquisition of going certificates cannot be done.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes,
definitely.
Yes.
Do you know that the Alaba man also has a certificate?
Exactly.
Okay.
No, what I'm saying now, you know
the Alaba man also has a certificate.
No, thank you very much. What I'm saying is that those Alaba people should be given a certificate. They should be given a certificate.
They have a certificate.
Good.
And this is their certificate. When you leave your master and you go to serve another master, they will definitely seek for that former master's input. Now, that is your CV. They will go back to it. Now, if you say you have served, they will ask if you were, there's that word, if you were settled.
Yes, we're set
now,
free.
that settlement is if you were, your freedom. If you were settled and you did your freedom. Now, if you were settled and you did your freedom, you have your certificate to go anywhere. They'll ask you when you are looking for a job.
Israel, that's not the certificate I even want to talk about. I call it certificate. Your certificate is what you can do. Not I go to university, they give me a paper certificate. No, I'm asking what you can do from that university. The guy came on my show. He said we should not be using the word certificate, certificate. You sabi what they teach you. Sabi. And the problem is this big English we are speaking. I know Barrister will speak very big grammar now, I'll be confused. But you know what I'm saying? Barrister, what I'm saying is that if we all say, okay, let's put English out of what you do. Let's remove English. Can you settle a case more than my grandfather?
I can settle it, sir.
You see, natural wisdom. Baba know what to do.
Yes.
That's the experience, sir.
Barrister, let me tell you this. Let me tell you, when my father settles case, he will laugh. He could come tell you some stories. You know, he's telling you precedents. You do that in school. The man didn't write his own down. But he will tell you story of what happened in those days. There was a time I don't have time to tell all the story. I was saying I won't be with my girlfriend anymore. My father told me story of a man that had 3 wives and how what happened to the man. And at the end, he concluded that everybody was saying that if you marry one, you say it's not good. You marry 2, it's not good. You marry 3, it's not good. Then you are not good. The man was using that to talk to me. He told me stories. He didn't come direct. That is wisdom, and that's what called precedent in law. They bring in stories. They have this experience. You cannot settle a case more than them. But you know what? They are not lawyers. And they are not recognized. In fact, in my things I was writing at the moment, I was talking about what about the role of those people in our society. We're not going to law now. Let's stick to the Alaba and the marketers that will get out of the uni. The marketers out of the uni probably can speak good English. You probably can even use social media.
You have a better professional way of applying certain things. When I was coming
Oh,
to work,
he said Alaba boy will sell you what you don't want to buy. Alaba people can sell you what you don't want to buy.
Sir?
They have a skill of selling what you don't want to buy. They will sell it for you. Alaba boy will sell eyes to an
I don't know. I'm just trying to give an instance. When I was coming to work this morning, I saw a marketer wearing suits. I knew that he of course, he appeared differently. So I asked him, I said, okay, what is this flyer you gave me? Tell me about it. This land. Okay, where and where? He couldn't even convince me on how to buy it.
His job is
why? Because he was just put there and taught how to do the how do I put it? Apply the practical side of it, but not the knowledge of it.
His job on that spot there for me is to just wear suit, look corporate, and
that's
make you
part of marketing.
Make you able to collect that handbill.
No, he's supposed to market the handbill to me for me to be able to buy it. What if I am an interested party and I want to buy it?
There are a lot of informations on that bill. His ability to persuade you.
I want him to convince
his ability to persuade, because it's a hold up, right? You said
it's not a hold up.
It's on the road.
I was already dropped, yes.
Okay, so his ability to persuade you to take the handbill. I don't know one step.
What Israel and the Christ is trying to establish here today. But me, I'm still on the side of.
No, but I'm on your side. I'm on your side.
Let's
you
hope
should
so.
know that I'm on your
Let's
side.
Hope so.
I'm on your side.
I don't feel so because you've been agreeing with the Christ.
No, we are Abuja people.
No, we're not Abuja people today. We're not Abuja people today.
I can understand you guys. The question is, we've been taught. You know, let's understand the historical part of it as well before we conclude this. I think we should do other things now. Historically, we've been taught, and that is the biggest thing. When a child is taught something, that is what he knows. And when you try to tell him something else, you're going to be really careful. To de-knowledge somebody is the most difficult thing on earth. Because we've been taught, the British man has taught us, or the English man has taught us that the best way, in fact, if you tell your father you want to go and study in school in those days, they will ask you, if not be engineering, not be lawyer, not be medicine, you'll be waste of space. You understand? That is the profession we recognize. But they are not even the richest people in society. We never ask ourselves that questions. Sorry, guys. I'm going to bust your bubbles a little bit. Let me ask this question. Israel and the engineer and the barrister. Are those people, if you want to go to school now, let's put it this way. You go to your father, I want to be, you want to study engineering? Or you want to study architecture? Or you want to study medicine or law? That is when you are recognized. Are they the richest people in society?
So your level, your description of knowledge is the how.
No, I asked a question. This is not about knowledge. I'm not talking of the real life. You know, if you go to your father, you want to study medicine, he'll be very happy. You want to study life, very happy. Are those people the richest people in society?
To be educated, is that what you're saying?
No, I'm asking. You see, we have
I'm
been
trying
sold.
to understand you, sir.
That's
not mentally. I just believe that we've been sold that this is the way to go, and we buy it without asking. I'm going to go and study that thing. What is it? How is it going to improve my life? I want to go to school to study a thing. Why is that thing going to improve my life? Perhaps the time I use, you know the funniest thing now? After studying 4 years in university, when they get to use service, they now teach them some skills.
Let's not forget the area where you need the necessary facilities that will help your knowledge that you acquired after you acquired it. Like a mechanic that already acquired the knowledge knows that, okay, there are spoiled car in a shop where he will just go and. But an engineer in Nigeria or any other field, let's look at other fields.
No, show me the engineer. Tell me where the engineering is working.
Put in place to help people that have acquired knowledge to achieve and be successful in what they do.
You see, when Omar or barrister, what's the point of studying engineering and going to fight for a teaching job in secondary school?
To teach engineering.
You can teach it.
You see, meaning you are not able to use the engineering you study, but the mechanic. Wait, the mechanic. But the
Your
mechanic
definition
will
of
go on
successful.
class.
I want to even get this. What is your definition of successful? So you mean a teacher that is in secondary school teaching is not successful?
He's poor. Yeah, let me put it
No,
this
sir, I
way.
don't think so.
Now,
Let me tell you this.
No,
Do you know why I'm worried? Barrister, I'm going to use a word everybody will be angry with me. I don't think they will forgive me for using this. I always say if you are educated, then you are not supposed to be poor. Can you just check out your audio, please? It should be you. Precious, your audio. You're speaking out.
Yeah.
All right. Good. So the question is, how can you be educated and be poor? You're telling me I went to study this and I'm not teaching in secondary school. And I ask you, why are you there? Maybe you should be doing something else. You know why it's so sad? That person that is sitting there teaching, if he has got a farm, he probably get a car. This poverty is the result of the decision he has made. I'm a teacher. It's a good job. That is his problem. But that same person, if he get land,
I want to make an analysis.
Yeah, go on.
From the point Omar have made, Barrister have made,
Yes.
Sir, so that we don't deviate from the rules of this matter. Her establishment is she wants to know how you define success. And if
exactly
at this point,
I'm trying to define success.
If with this
A
point,
successful person should be able to feed himself. Let me use the word. A successful person should be able to feed himself with the skill he has. Let me use that word. So if you say I'm educated, then I must have a skill that I'm going to be able to use to feed myself. If not that, then you are not educated. Huh?
You said they need to provide a way of contributing into the society. From what you're saying, if they are not contributing or
contributing to society, what is the society problem you've already contributed? Omar, if you fix my car, you've solved a problem in society. If you solve my case, you solve a problem in society. But it must be useful to the next person.
So we can establish that the teacher is a successful person.
Yes.
Then, from what you're saying.
But he must be careful.
A teacher who has knowledge of what he has learned.
And is able to transmit
and is able to translate it to another. He's helping another to acquire knowledge. Also successful.
That is a very good one. But you ask yourself, the teacher, is this good for you? Are you in this world to do voluntary work? Because if you are doing a job and you are not well paid, who asked you to remain there?
I don't understand. You see where I knew where the truth was going.
That's his point. His point is about the
financial success.
Yes, the treatment of Nigerians.
No, you're using the word financial success. It's more than that.
He said, if you are not well
you're more focused on the financial success.
So what about the teachers that are well paid?
Yes. You see, if you live in the UK where teachers are well paid, then nobody will be frowning at you for teaching.
Okay, so is the comparison between the teachers, the success?
I don't agree with you.
Your success here is being you're defining success here by the region.
No, when you say I'm educated, no, I'm defining who is an educated person. I'm not talking about a successful person. I'm defining an educated person. An educated person will use the knowledge he learned in school and in life to enrich himself.
So by enriching himself, he found himself
and others. And others. Yes. No, if you're enriching others and you're not enriching yourself, you are
applying it in different directions. That knowledge.
I use one word. Oh, Barrister, why will I enrich you and leave myself? I'm an educated person. I've learned some skills.
You can't say this to yourself. Okay, for an economy, we cannot say these things without going back to what the government has provided for these teachers.
Precious.
Okay, let's talk about the teachers that we're using as an example now. Are the net? How much are they paid? How much is the government paying them?
You see, and this is the question I ask you.
There are countries where you can put your knowledge into effort, into effect, and you to yield fruit for you. Yeah. But there are countries where no matter how much you try, you can't even make money.
No, I disagree.
Like you said earlier, a teacher in the UK can make a whole lot of money, but a teacher here in Nigeria, how much is it?
In heaven.
Their reward is in heaven.
Their reward is not in heaven.
It is not that they are not equipped enough to make money for themselves. But
uneducated, there's a difference between. Let me say this, barrister. You said something today that there's difference between charge and bail lawyer and a real barrister. Yes. So there are some teachers and they are educated teachers.
Money from another person and putting
yes. Let me put it this way, Omar. There's a difference between a teacher and an educated teacher. Let me say, I'm teaching Greek science in school. I teach children Greek science, and I don't have a farm. Okay. Am I educated?
You are teaching people how to go and get a farm, so you are still educated.
So you cannot have your own farm. And you cannot have your own farm.
What if I don't have land or the money to get a land?
If by your definition of education,
to get a farm in Nigeria now, sir, it's very, very difficult.
If by your definition of success,
very expensive.
If by your definition of success,
I think this is what educated. There's a difference between educated and success.
Right.
I'm not using success. Educated. Yes.
Fine. If by your definition of educated or education stands, then that person that does not have a farm is educated. Why? Because the knowledge the person has acquired is transmitting it to other people who can have the land to go and farm their farm. He doesn't care about having the farm.
I agree.
His specialization is transmitting a knowledge acquired from school.
Israel. Let's not also forget the fact that a teacher would maybe try or want to have a farm, but they don't even have what it takes to have it. Like land, the money,
that becomes another thing. Let me put it this way. Barrister,
am I wrong?
Let me ask the simplest question. You know what I asked?
A mechanic is not educated if he doesn't have a car.
Ma'am, that's what I'm trying to do. I heard him since. That's what I'm trying to
do. A mechanic does not need to have a car. A mechanic actually offers services.
A
mechanic gets well paid. No. A mechanic is well paid. A mechanic is well paid. It's not like a teacher who is paid 15,000.
If our government is effective, the teacher should be
not government. No, leave government out of
it.
We are not talking about us. Okay, let me put it this way. How can you said you went to school? You're a teacher. I said it in the university when I said most of the lecturer friends there, and I said, how come that people don't have a book? You can't even write your own books. You've been teaching this for how many years? No single book to your name. All you do is you pretend that and you collect quick money. You see, these are people that are contributing to their own failure. You understand? My definition of educated person is you should be able to use the skill to enrich others and yourself. There's no
the system you are makes it easy for you to do some of the things you do, to write all the
books you've written. No, if I were in Nigeria, I'd probably write books faster than here. No, Oma, if I'm in UK, I probably will not write a book. But if I'm in Nigeria, I'll write a book quicker as a teacher. Because I know this one is not going to feed me. I probably own a farm in Nigeria first.
How many authors are successful in Nigeria today, sir? How many authors are successful?
No, it's not my only source of food now. That is one of them. I've read one book today. Maybe next year I'll write another one.
I'm talking about the
madam, maybe we need those books. Maybe they will start to make their books into movies. Who knows? Who knows? You understand?
The system here is different from other sides.
No, not the system. I'm not talking about the UK.
Said how many of handouts? Handouts is just a summary of what they taught that day. It's just that day, not the clumsy curriculum. So in the end, you as a student, you expected to bring all these handouts together and make a book out of it.
Thank you.
To serve as what you can go back to.
Would that not be great? Would that not be great? Would that not be great? You see, how can you be a lecturer from year to year, year to year? You have nothing, no product of your own. And you say they are not well paid. And you are there. And you are educated. It doesn't add up.
Some of them actually write
books. You'll be thinking outside the box.
Some of them actually write books. Today. But the problem is, you can take a horse to the river, but you cannot force the horse to drink. So how many students now go to school willingly to read? How many people read now?
Listen, you never know. Maybe the book, maybe
because
everybody can even write novels.
A lot of books.
Barrister,
how many people read now?
Israel, you are a communicator. It may be even if you can write a book, somebody may see something good in your book, and that's how it gets picked up.
How many people
Begin to put use
that?
If you write a novel, like I said, I may like the story and make it into a movie. You understand? So who knows? Money begin to come from here and there. But when you sit down and say, I'm a teacher, the government is paying me this amount of money, so and that is why I'm poor, then I say you are contributing to your poverty because you have not enriched yourself with your knowledge.
True.
Exactly what you see Nigerian government.
Yes. That they are supposed to diversify.
Yeah,
like
exactly. Thank you. Thank you. You see what I'm saying?
A lecturer is supposed to be able to also have a farm, and also use from the knowledge personally. So I get his point now.
That's why I asked this question earlier, sir. How many people can afford it?
Can afford a farm?
Maybe
come from Nigeria.
A teacher's salary.
If you go to your village, there's a land.
How does he even have anything?
That is that. Why would you go even stay in Abuja? If you are a teacher and they are paying you 30,000 naira, why do you stay in Abuja? Why are you not in your village? And if you are in your village, you know what you do. You
have 30,000 in Abuja. Maybe the money they pay, the government pays them, is enough to pay their rent and feed their family. That's all we can do for that time.
And then,
but you could not do other things.
This question comes down now. Okay, what happened to me?
In that case,
I have the sign out. Okay.
Oh.
All right.
You're back.
So, thank God,
so I think in that case, sir, it's about the structure that we have.
That is exactly what I've been trying to
have a serious leadership. We have leadership and structural problem. Else, the teacher.
I agree. I agree the structural problem. I agree the leadership problem. Then I'm saying let us also admit our own problem. No, wait. Let us still admit our own problem. Those of us that come to Europe, we didn't carry our father's house down here. We have to do anything possible to survive. Can you just say, Precious, your stuff is...
all right. Now, one thing I would want to say is this.
If you compare
when you are here in Nigeria.
If you compare a Nigerian that grew up in Nigeria with another Nigerian that grew up in Europe, put them in the same place, I tell you, sir, that Nigerian that grew up in Nigeria will be more successful than that Nigerian that grew up in Europe.
Exactly. And because they said necessity is the mother of invention, except that it's not making some people to begin to invent. They begin to say, they look at the salary they are paying me. Why are you not farming? A man that has 3 children, you know that you cannot feed your children. You sit down there.
In Nigeria now than some things you think.
Sir, you want to ask why are they not farming? Now let me tell you why I talk about.
I only use farming as an example. I use farming as an example. Do you know that you can begin to sell pure water and you'll be making money? See, listen.
I am beginning to sound like our first lady.
Yes, she said Akara.
Let me relate to the structural issue. Let me relate to the structural issue. First, so you gave an example of farming, right?
Yes.
Now, the structural issue is you want to go to farm and the herdsmen are there. How do you do it?
The problems with
you spoke about selling pure water. You want to get kidnapped on the street. You want to hawk pure water and get kidnapped. And then it gets to this issue of
what we are saying. The economy is not friendly for some of these things.
You are selling kulikuli. Somebody is waiting for you. You are selling akara. Somebody is waiting for you. He's seeing how many people are patronizing you. At the end of the day, he comes with a gun on your head. Oh yeah, give me everything we just said.
If you're talking about the
Nigeria, that is the structure. That is the structure.
If you're talking about the Nigeria of before, as maybe a few years back, I would understand when there was no issue of insecurity and all these issues. So in fact, that Chris mentioned here in one of our shows here that there was a time in Nigeria here they were paying graduates. The government was paying graduates. That Chris, am I wrong?
They were paying them just to go to school.
If you talk about that time, I would say okay, I can blame any Nigerian at that time. But here. Yes.
You know, my secondary school, barrister, my secondary school, the people that taught me, the man that taught us chemistry name is Joseph John. He's from Pakistan. The guy that taught us additional mathematics from India, Chanjaham. This is why Nigerians were able to import or to hire skilled workers to come to Nigeria to work. My question is, there's the structural issue. I agree. I'm fighting the government on that. I'm asking the government, why are you even taking Julius Berger? Why are you not using our engineers to construct the road? The same thing we are going now with the ordinary person is the same thing Nigerian government is doing. Nigerian government will say, we don't have anybody. We go and bring Julius Berger to construct road. But you have engineers. Wait, listen, you people are here in this studio telling me. Are you telling me we cannot build houses?
Putting that money into our graduates here in Nigeria.
Exactly.
To equip them with the necessary things. That
if we have all the if the universities actually graduate them, you see, and again, if I study building engineering, I will go out building houses. You understand? And that will be my interest. I'm not going to look for one stupid job. Because if I have one contract, I know what I will get. So, and what I'm saying is applicable skills. The universities, are they giving us that kind of skill? And yet you call them educated. The people that have the skill on the street, they are not educated. That's my debate today. The Alabama man, the tailor here, who is contributing enormously to society, who is creating his own job. You see, I believe that
the street has its own different orientation in Nigeria right now. Yes, if you carry your certificate and you think you will use it to survive in Nigeria right now without the street knowledge, you will not survive. So we are living in a dual life. Like
you
we
guys
have
are strong.
Yes, we have the one that went through school and
the language between the streets and the person who goes through the 4 walls of the university. The street, the language of the street is hustling.
Yes, so the
language of the person who goes through the 4 walls of the university.
Barrister, this is how women choose husband. You see them? This is how they choose husband. We've been talking now. Barrister have not been able to deal with the reality. You're talking about the refined man. The refined man. The refined man like to give you food job.
The corporate person. You let me arrive. The corporate person is trained in the university to go to an office, get an equipment, and work.
Yeah.
But a person in the street is the only language you understand is hustling.
Sir, after several years with my degree.
So maybe that's why maybe they should start teaching in the university. There should be a course in the university where
Israel is about to tell us something I want to hear. Israel, now you are telling me something I want to hear. Go on.
After several years with my degrees, on the street, using my certificate, working for myself, going from one office, freelancing, and I decided to add masters. And then when I started, I saw that the same thing, that the same pattern that we were taught in the degree stage was the same pattern they were using in master stage. And then I see that I have even personally trained myself far beyond this level that they are teaching in masters. And I was like, is this what they call masters? And I asked myself, what brought me to come and spend this money? But that certificate, because of that certificate, I lost a big job in Lagos. And then the person that got the job does not have the skills that I have. The person now came back and said, he will be paying me so I can work for him. Do you understand? He was supposed to be paid 1.2. Now he wants to pay me 450,000 so that I can be doing the job for him. I now thought, like, no, is it not master's certificate that you use? How long will it take me to get the certificate? Better I get my own. So this is the situation. That's where I want to talk about the street, the orientation of the street. You need to know when
by force.
You need to know when to switch to you in the street character and when to switch to you in that certificate. Now imagine if you don't have the certificate.
I'm even talking about merging the two.
If you don't have the certificate at all and the opportunity,
merging the two is interesting for me. You know what I use the word? I call it technical graduates. All right. When you are technically oriented, you're right, Israel. Sometimes some of the things they teach you in masters at the first degree already taught you, and a master's is actually a limited part of what you already taught in the first degree, but just zero you into one small area. And that's what it is. And PhD is even more limited. If somebody tell you that somebody got a PhD, it's actually the least educated person. A PhD person does not have education. He only specializes in one field, one small field. Does that make that person more educated than the person that has first degree?
Yeah.
You understand? But he can talk deep about that field, that small field. But it doesn't mean he's more broad in the field of law, for instance. You know, and this is what we do every day. Why I'm saying this is it's very important to understand how the Nigerian education system works, and so that we can begin to define. For me, an educated person should be able to say, okay, I've studied this, because the university is not going to teach you everything. Now I learn this, I learn this, I learn this. How do I use it to enrich myself? And the only way I can enrich myself is to enrich others, offering a service to people so that it will make me rich. That's it. Is the only reason you are looking for a job, so that you can offer a service and they pay you. So that's the job. That's what education is. So an educated person should be able, in difficult situations, to think outside the box. You must think outside the box. Otherwise, when you come to us here, when we stay in the UK, come now, whether job day. He said, we left Nigeria. Some of us started with cleaning. Cleaning. 90% of the Nigerian women you see here, now care that they do. You know where we care? That they carry people, clean people yash.
Yes.
So if you think they are all doing some great things, think again. This is a man that have no choice, but he has to face it. And I say to them, all this yash one that they clean here, and I go, no, clean our mama yash for home.
Transmission before.
If the amount of sacrifice we make in Europe, if we made it at home, we won't need to come here. The sacrifices we make in Europe to survive, if we do half here, we don't need to come to Europe.
Okay, sir. There's one question I would like to ask. Now, the question I want to ask is, how does changing our view on education fix Nigeria? How does it fix Nigeria?
Okay, let me put it this way.
Yes.
This is the most important question you asked for the day, and I think it's very important from my point of view. If we now say, let me use your school first. By the time we now define education for what it is, let's hope we'll get these people back quickly so they can hear us. If we now define education for what it is, meaning the university should know what is education. Not only me, not only you, not Nigerian government, the university, the Nigerian government, all of us will now know what education is. That education is a place where the essence of education is to train the man to have a skill that will make him useful to society and to himself. If that is the case, the country is gone. If that is the case, let me ask you, this man is gone now. They're teaching people theater arts in Nigeria. All the Nigerian universities have theater arts. This is something I wrote about every day, and it's sad. Do you know there is no theater, no single theater in Nigeria? Not one. And you are training people every year. You are graduating theater artists.
Theater artists.
Well, there's theater now.
Well, is that not the problem with the structure that we're talking about?
The National Theatre was renovated recently.
We don't understand what is education. If we ask them this question, then they will ask themselves, these people I'm training now, where are they going to work? Of what use are they to society?
And how well is that National Theatre you mentioned?
You see,
we don't even need the theater, my daughter. How can you have a country that have only one theater and you have how many universities training theater artists? Now, this is the irony of it. Nollywood don't have enough. They don't have enough hands. We don't have editors. We don't have cameramen who are trained. But the university is busy training theater artists. And you are blaming who? Now let's think well. Let this young man. Okay, you see where this man got the he got a job with me now. He is a theater artist. But he trained himself. He had to train himself in a field that is making him useful to me today. Well, how many? Okay, let me ask. Precious can answer this question. When you graduate with your theater certificate, what do you do with it?
I didn't do anything with it. I just stayed. I didn't do anything with it.
No, my daughter.
There are no theaters.
It's a structural issue. Thank you, like you guys said. But no, it's because the university has not been asked this difficult question. What is education? By the time they define Anybody that come to this university, I will train them for what the society needs, so the person can be useful to himself and society. They won't be training theater artists in millions. We need some, but how many universities in Nigeria have theater artists? But we don't have anyone that teaches people for Nollywood. Nollywood, we don't have enough people. It's a growing business. Now, music is doing very well. They don't even teach you how to do music. Fashion design is making so much money. How many schools teaches fashion design?
No, but mine.
How many of the schools teaches fashion design? You see why I'm saying that we are not educated. By the time you train somebody who is not going to be useful to Nigeria, and you train him in theater art, he might have a knowledge of theater art in the UK. Barrister, you study law. When they teach you law, they use case law in UK. Are they not mad? Why are you not using case laws in Nigeria?
We have law school. We have law school here in Nigeria.
No, that's where they teach you
I don't know
case law.
what was the question you asked? Sorry.
I said they go to school in Nigeria and they begin to tell us of the case law in England, the common law in England. What about the common law of my fatherland? Is my own common law important? Why am I learning the one of the British people?
Because our law is gotten from their laws.
Yes, and we can never be on our own tomorrow. We want independence. We couldn't get independence.
You said
that. You cannot even have an educated people that is independent in mind. You see the problem? We copy and paste nonsense.
True.
I just did a research now, and I found out the biggest trouble we have in the oil sector in Nigeria is what the British gave to us. They came and they said, if you have a land, the land is your own, but the oil under the land belongs to the government. It's what the Nigerian government is still using to tomorrow. We are not ready to change it, but that is the highest level of oppression in the world. We copy nonsense, and we don't think. It's because, you know why this discussion is important? Until we begin to query the things we're doing.
It's important, though.
Very, very.
It is important.
We need to query them. Why? I ask a question. Why would the university be training theater artists? They see our students now. But we don't need theater artists. We need people in the movie industry. We need cameramen. We need editors. In fact, they will make the best movie in the world if we have that. Nollywood will make the best movie in this world.
True.
But we don't have them. If I have a problem in Nigeria today, it's skill people to work in Hollywood. Then we don't have them, but the university is busy training theater artists.
You know, Obasanjo spoke about this. That in those times when he said he doesn't understand what people that are studying mass communication, theater art, sociology, and some of those other courses, that he doesn't understand what they are studying. But you see, if these courses are not relevant, I am sure nobody would have created the people that sat to make it.
British created them. British. Let me tell you this. When the British taught us, they taught us to. Let me tell you, the first education. Let's look at the historical problem. When the British came, the people they were training were people that can interpret for them. They don't need you to have any skill, so that you be a clerk and somebody who serve. The British structure. That was why they sent you to school. It was not because so that you go and become an engineer and be independent. Now you've got independent. You are not saying training people on the same sociology that the British is training people they don't have use for. Even if the British society needs sociologists, does Nigeria society need so many sociologists? Now, okay, let me put it this way. British, they need theater artists because we have so many theaters in London. Come here, you will see many theaters. Do you have theaters in Nigeria? Why you?
That's true.
How many? All the universities in Nigeria have theater art? None of them have film production. Not one. And the movie industry is looking for people.
The thing is that theater artists are suffering. Like they are suffering because now, as a theater artist, I found out that when most of them graduate, that's when they now start learning different skills so that they can, have an impact in the society. You see a theater artist after studying for 4 years, probably going for service and coming back, start learning things like nail tech, eyelash extension, makeup, and the rest.
You see,
while you have 4 years
that you people agree with me now. Maybe we are the same place now.
Yourself.
Yes, exactly.
Now you know why they are learning nail tech.
Yes.
because the street is not smiling. They
I know.
discover that, okay, they need to have a skill that is in vogue, that can bring
Something.
quick return.
Okay, now let me
Real-
let me chip in this.
A
As a
nail technician,
thespian,
a nail technician is needed in
as
society.
a theater artist,
If I'm not
you are
do her
supposed
nail,
yes, you are
if
supposed to
I'm not go
learn
rest.
all this.
Please,
You are supposed to
Excuse me,
learn all this within your
No.
4 years.
No, you're not
You are
supposed to
supposed to learn all
nothing.
this.
Wait,
Yes,
young man, Precious,
sir.
you know that women will always do their nails. If they don't do it, their
Yes.
husband will not rest. Why not why not teaching our daughters how to do it so they have a job immediately? You cannot look for a job. If you do ordinary makeup, people are going to marry every weekend. Makeup artists will have a job. But you go and train people on something they don't need, sociology. Where is the sociologist? In Nigeria, how many sociologists do we need?
Psychologists, most of them, and sociologists end up in police jobs.
In fact, I know I'm not saying they are bad courses, but right now, is that what we need? Education is about what you need now, not tomorrow. Okay, I don't understand this. Maybe I'm too stupid to understand. That's why I'm confused. That's why I read the topic. Who is an educated person? It's a debate for another day. You know, we have a lot of things to do on this show today because some people came late. I don't know what people have ready. Let's just quickly look at the other segment of the show. One few minutes before we run away. We'll do better tomorrow.
Okay.
So, do we have any newspaper with us? I know you run a little bit late, but I know that this other young man, he has something prepared for us. Precious, what do we have?
Okay,
Today
today we want to talk about transportation.
Eh?
Is transportation killing our budgets? So that's what we want to talk about today. Because for me, our day-to-day living, the amount we spend on transportation is alarming. So that's one thing I would like us to talk about. So let's talk about the reality of transportation today. We all know the cost of living is a conversation, but the cost of moving from one place to another is something. So I would like us to, those in Asaba, let's hear from you first before I dive in.
Abuja.
How,
In Abuja.
yes, those in Abuja, sorry.
Uh-huh.
How is the transportation like in Abuja? Compared to
No,
like,
mine is much. Mine is much. So I think you are used to
Oh
it.
my God.
You are used to it. I've been in between two cities, like in Lagos, in Abuja. Sometimes I wake up, I don't even know which city I am. So
Exactly.
now I need to talk about the Abuja because these 2-3 days, I now know that I don't need to be confused. I know I'm in Abuja. So please, someone go.
Anyway, the situation is very frustrating, just like Precious said. It is not easy. Because now, take for instance, okay, coming from my place to work every day, I have to take about 3 drops. And then these 3 drops. In fact, I don't even know where to start. The situation is terrible, honestly. It is terrible.
So-
And then the increment of this fuel price and everything has made it so difficult.
Hell, now what cause Baba now? Baba go see cause.
all right.
Now
Now,
You cannot say it without talking about the problem.
I know.
You know, since this increment, if I was paying 1,500 to work before, now I have to spend 5,000 every day I come out.
Exactly.
I don't spend less than 5,000 every day. And some days when you are even late and you have to bolt, you have to be going close to 7,000 a day. That's how terrible it is. So I don't even know where to start from. Oh, seriously, it is terrible. It is terrible. People
Okay.
are complaining. At the end of the day, what you earn, in fact, you spend on transportation more than what your salary is.
For me, it has been very, very, very. Though the experience, I just look at it. Sometimes I'll just stand and be looking like, okay, this way leads to this way. Is there any short part?
Mhm.
Yes.
Getting to come from where I am, transportation is mad. You have to come
I can
from,
imagine.
yeah. So it's like 3 drops before I could get here. The first is the bike that will bring me out. Then I will now cross the other side. You now
Yes.
see a lot of other cars going. You now join one that will take you for like 30 minutes. Now, it is not
even the transportation that is the problem. Oh. The hold-ups,
the
the
cars,
delays.
the nature of the cars, and when you hear what they are charging, you look at the car. Why don't I just quote or take
And
one?
they'll pay you like this, at the back.
And then they have a pattern of sitting.
Yeah.
That third person that is usually sitting behind that will have to move forward. You see, that third
Most
person
times when I get to that
skill.
seat, I just pay for 2 seats because I know I cannot pay for. I will not destroy my leg because of how much.
Now it's
the
me that's
next person-
teaching them. Oh. Somebody, I will
imagine?
tell them, no, you got to move forward. You got to move forward. I will like, if you don't move forward,
Oh my
the
god!
fourth
Oh my
person
God.
will
It's just too much.
So when you hear the price, like, I pay this money to get squeezed like this. Okay, I am leaving Dawaki to a Apo Bridge, 1,500. Then I get squeezed this way.
Honestly.
Wow. So if you want to pay,
I went home yesterday. I couldn't even feel my leg. I couldn't feel my legs.
It's how it happens.
Honestly.
Then when you get to one part, imaginary hold up out of nowhere. Everybody at that time. Why is it that time that they are going to where they are going?
Or a truck, or a Dangote truck, or some truck who just gets spoiled by the roadside.
Transportation.
Or Nigeria.
The movement, the flow itself. They need to do something about the flow before you now talk about the transportation, the payment. Okay. Now, for the payment, I think fuel. I heard fuel is coming down. I don't know why.
It didn't come down. Just 16 naira.
Okay, now let me shift into. Do you know that even with the fuel coming down, it does not affect the amount you pay for your transportation? And I'm very certain that if the fuel goes down more than it is now, we still pay the same amount we've been paying. Haven't you noticed that? Because I remember that it started during COVID-19. During COVID-19, because of the whole space stuff, they started carrying lesser amount of persons. Then the fee increased. And COVID-19 left. After COVID-19, the price did not change. The price remained the same. They started carrying more people, charging more. So I don't think, because one thing I notice is this: those people that's the filling station, the fuel station. One thing I notice is this: the moment we hear that there is an increment in fuel, before you will even get to the point to where you want to get fuel, they have changed the price.
And they will never reduce the price.
They will not reduce it. And when you hear that fuel has come down to a certain amount, they won't change the price immediately. They'll wait for about 2 to 3 weeks before changing the price. But the moment they hear that it goes up by 10 naira, everybody changes their price immediately.
The same day.
What they do is,
and they have the
moment they perceive that fuel, the price will change, they start hoarding fuel. They stop selling because they want to sell what they have at that time with the next price
what they got for lesser price.
Yes.
For the amount that is now high.
Yes.
And when you ask them, they tell you that they want to be able to buy with whatever they have at the next current price.
Can I ask a question? What can be the solution to our problem, this transportation problem? I know it's a big one.
This question is like the same question. What is the solution to fix corruption in Nigeria?
You can't do it alone. Sir.
What is the solution to fix leadership in Nigeria?
Together. We need a revolution in this country.
All right, I know Barrister. Barrister is
we need the government.
It's a revolution.
Yes. I remember when I was in school, then if you have 100 naira as a student, you can go to class, transport to class, you will get to class, come back to your house with 100 naira.
That's
now.
That's 100,000
naira.
If you have 100,000.
That's 100,000 now.
100 naira. 100,000 is behaving like 100 naira. Now.
It's even 100,000 is even good though. You are talking 150 and 200,000.
Because what can you do with 100 naira?
How do you people survive?
Affects.
If a keke wants to take you from my gate to the market, very close to If you price 100 naira,
transportation
what
affects
they can look at you.
everything.
In fact,
It
100
affects
naira is
everything.
like an insult now
Because
in Nigeria.
100 naira needs to be in like
If they want to take it
15
out of
places.
circulation, they should just take it. Because
100
it's no
naira
longer
needs to
effective.
be in 15 places before that keke man can buy fuel.
Honestly,
If you are the only person the keke man is carrying.
you know.
So he has weighed going and coming. Are you up to? Are you worth 1 liter? So it's measured in
That's
liters.
another factor we need to talk about.
Yes.
It is, you see that this problem we need to be accountable for our issues. We need to start realizing the fact that this problem is not just with the government. If you put it this way, these drivers, like I was coming to work one day and I told one of these drivers, I said, is it Tinubu that is still doing this one? Okay, so because they increase fuel price a little, you guys to just do your union, you just come together and agree on a particular price, and you just put everything on Nigerians, and we have to pay for it. It's like now we are responsible for your transportation to town, to and fro. We're not helping ourselves. If we're not helping ourselves, how can we stand together enough to challenge the government?
Yes, that's
So
a good
some
question.
of these drivers, they are even one of the major issues we have in the transportation problem that we have today. These drivers, in fact, they don't mind you lapping yourself. You will still be paying, just like Israel was saying earlier. They don't mind you. They don't mind carrying 5 behind instead of even that 4. They don't mind carrying 5, and they're still paying higher amounts. In fact, they are okay as long as
when I was coming to Asaba, the payment from Abraka to Asaba was, then it was 5,000, but they increased it to 7,000. But do you know that even with that, you still sit 4-4, like you can't even breathe. The moment you enter, you stay like that, you get to Asaba.
Oh my God.
your legs will hurt you. You
The
come down,
public health.
you become a
The
cripple.
public health.
You can't
There's issue
move.
of public health.
The
from what
moment
you
I
guys
got to Asaba, I could not move because my legs were dead.
In as much as
You know.
you know all these things are there, the people that are supposed to fix this issue don't know about it.
Are you sure they don't know?
One day
That's
I
the
asked the
question.
driver that you need to be able to. Have you ever sat behind here? Is there what be the meaning of that one? My own not be to park passenger. I say you need to sit here sometimes to know how the passengers feel when you squeeze them in this space. For how much? Then he said, this question you're asking, do you know what fuel is? Do you know? So everything goes down to fuel, which is
They'll
the
blame
engine,
it
is the
on fuel.
blood
And
that is.
the thing is, fuel affects our day-to-day life.
The fact that
Is
there's
it the things we buy? Even food stuff, they add the fuel, the increment of fuel to it.
Because
Those
that is
going
how
to buy things, those going to buy things in Onitsha, go to different markets to get things, they will add the increment. They will say transport is high, so they have to add these things to what they are selling so that they'll be able to get their money back.
So in this situation now, Precious, do you think the problem is with these drivers or with the government for this transportation issue?
No, for this, I don't think the drivers are the issue here. Okay, let's put it this way. These drivers also, they buy parts. Okay, they do maintenance on their cars and everything. Those things also, they are costs. They are expensive. I think the solution will have to be the government. If they fix the amount of fuel, the petroleum, I believe petrol has a great impact on everything we buy, everything we use. Now we are using light, we are using gen. It affects everything. Yes, it affects everything. Because when you get there, they use petrol to run the business they are doing. They must make profits. But if these things are brought down,
that you're going to buy, you should be ready for the responsibilities. You shouldn't put it on the passengers. Are you
so
saying
that's it. It's not something one person can fix. We have to work together to be able to.
Yeah, I hear you guys, but I think the thing is there are some businesses. If government don't put their hand in it, if you leave everything about transportation in the hands of the public, it will always be unaffordable. Like if you come to UK, for instance, in London, I have transport for London. You understand? It's cheaper to go with them And for me, I can't imagine a London without transport for London. How do we get on buses? How do we get on the train? You know, so those are things that the government in Nigeria has failed us and continue to fail us. So they need to, but you know, who knows? The last time Odwan was a governor of Delta State, he introduced this transport system, which was working. But the new governor came and he wiped it off, and we're back to square one. The issue of governance will be a very important one when it comes to transportation. It seems to be that we don't have a solution yet. Let's take a look at the last segment of the show quickly before we end this show today, because we've almost we've overspent our welcome.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It feels good to be here today. And the next segment of the show is the newspaper review, if I'm not mistaken, sir.
Yes, and I don't think we have. Do you have a newspaper with you?
I don't have the hard copy, but I have done a summary of what we have here.
Okay, let's take a look at that. Yes, nice. All right.
Oh, okay. I think it still didn't go right, but I'm sure you can. You see it from there?
Yeah, we can see. We can see it. Yes.
Okay, so basically, the newspapers today, I was able to get on Daily Trust. I still don't know if you are saying it well, sir.
Yes, well, it's okay. We can live with this. Yes.
Okay, Daily Trust, the soul of Daily Trust. You can see it from there. The question, the council. I don't know why I cannot see it from here.
We can see it here, though.
Okay, so we have from Daily Trust and then leadership. Leadership, yes. They destroyed my shop. They tried to talk about people, because just like we're talking about hardship now, their most focus is about the perception of people, how they are feeling from the government decisions. So if you go to their front page, you see someone complaining about their shop being destroyed. So leadership, front page, reports public policy.
Is this South Africa? Oh.
Yes, it's in South Africa, the government policies. Okay. So it talk about government policy, public security, and then the federal government activities. So from the leadership, I moved to, it's hard for me to see from here.
Okay.
I actually picked this one because I picked this one because it spoke about article. This is News Direct. It's the article calls for Bajabia Miller's suspension over alleged 400 million bribe scandal. Yes. So I think this is an interesting paper to read today. That Tribune also spoke about a candidates list. You know, APC yesterday, they released from a few days ago, they started releasing their list. So it's talking about APC and the national chairman, Yewada. So it's another interesting paper to read today. Politics and then major national issues. That's what Tribune is talking about. Then I got into sport.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't really. So I don't know if
Morocco is setting a standard for us in the World Cup, man.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think only Morocco has made it through to the next round.
Yes. And if you see what Cote d'Ivoire, what they played with Ivory Coast. Yes. Ivory Coast and what's this country?
It's a shame.
I'm trying to go into the sport now. I don't know if you watched the match.
Yes, I do. I did.
Yeah, I think it's Norway.
Yes, Norway defeated them.
Yes, they tried, but it didn't go their way. So Morocco has been making us proud. Then we'll have Daily Times, and it's talking about national issue. We also have The Guardian that is talking about coastal states where it has flood, especially in Lagos. The flood issue in Lagos is becoming something else. So
I need to be the same in Asaba and Lagos.
Okay, there's flood in Asaba. Yes.
Big time,
Then
big time.
the nation, Akpabio, Barao, and Abdul Razak, Uzodima, and you're still talking about national issue politics. And then the Punch, it spoke about Nigerian embassy, packed 269 returnees from South Africa. It's still talking about the welfare of
Nigeria.
Nigerians. Yes. So I just
Yeah,
put this
I mean,
together.
it's quite interesting to look at this South African attack. It's a shame. It's a real shame that we live in a time where there's attack in Africa. Now, I feel sorry for us because I remember when we were younger, we were all fighting for free Mandela. We sang, we did everything for that country to be free, only for them to now hate us. You know, I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing what we've done here. And perhaps one day Nigeria will learn from this. We are a very rich nation, and to see us running away from Nigeria to South Africa, that's a big question for our government to continue to ask. Although there's a lot of fantasy in it, running away from Nigeria for no good reason, but a country where there's insecurity at the moment. Somebody got killed in my village. 2 days, 2 people have been killed. One is kidnapped, killed with his family, and the other one. So you can imagine, in the villages. So if you're not safe in the village, where are you safe? This is not funny. We need to make a big step need to be taken in this regard. While waiting for these people to come back, we just need to hear from Barrister if he's able to prepare anything for us today. I'll see. You people, your screen is you're on green. Oh, check your Abuja. Check your screen carefully before we add you back on the show. So yes, people, it is the state of the nation. We're just starting the show. It's going to be getting better, and you know, most of my people are new. I'm the old one here, so they're getting used to the new system, and their hands are going to be seeing their faces from time to time here with me, and we'll be talking to each other about ourselves. That's what it is. The only reason I brought the topic of today is sometimes we don't ask why. You go to school, yes. Why did you go to school? They made a law. Why? We are doing a TV show. Why? The why is so important in life. And when there is no why, we have problem. So we need to know why things are happening. And that is what journalism is all about anyway. And I always say to it, ordinary mathematics will say 1 + 1 is 2. A lawyer and a journalist will say, why is 1 + 1 2? So I'm always asking why. And that is what this show today is really all about. Why are certain things happening in Nigeria? And yes, your display button is still on, Abuja. If you remove your display, I can see you. I'll get you people back on the show quickly. And I will spend some time with Barrister on a little segment of the show, and we'll call it a close. Because we're almost an hour, 2 hours in the show. We don't plan for this. All right, let's sit down. Once you sit down, Barrister, if you have something ready for us, we'll just quickly talk through it, and then we'll close the show today. All right, Barrister, what do we have?
All right, so it's good to be here. And then the issue we have some issue with some technical, we have some technical issues, so we couldn't upload some of the trending issues we have today, but we are going to just going through it. And this issue with the most trending news we have today is the First Lady's encouragement to Nigerians to go and sell akara and corn and kuli to make ends meet. So while some Nigerians are in support, of course, her supporters are not seeing anything wrong with this statement. But some other Nigerians are, in fact, majority of Nigerians are seriously criticizing this. They consider it to be insensitive, you know, and some are asking in this generation, in this 2026, and then they feel like it is so insensitive to a point that, okay, you think 50,000 naira can start an akara business in this time and age where the fuel price and everything is, you know, there's serious uproar of, you know, fuel increment and food, everything is just going on in this country like this, and you say people Nigerians should go and do kuli and akara for 50,000. 50,000 can start a business. So this is creating a lot of, some uproars, around Nigerians today, as to her being insensitive to Nigerians and not knowing what is actually going on in the country at the moment.
But
So
you people are a little bit insensitive, though. You guys now make a mockery of the first lady so much. I mean, I feel sorry for her. I don't agree with the rubbish she
I
said,
don't feel
but
sorry.
the kind of images I see online,
Mm.
OMG, I don't want to be the first
I
lady
went
right
I
now.
went on Twitter and I saw
Huh?
Jezebel trending. I saw Jezebel trending and I was like, why would Jezebel be trending? Then I now saw a lot of her pictures there. It's like, no, Nigerians, happen now.
Nigerians are just something
Happen
Come
else.
on,
now.
And
come
this
on, come on, come on. That would not be right, you know.
and,
And
the, and Nigerians are also people's children, no.
They even, yes, now, but
Nigerians
happen
are
now.
people's children. They should pity us. There's this thing about
Why would they call her? Why would they call
Israel.
her?
Do you know one thing I've realized?
I checked a lot of the comments and I was seeing Jezebel. Once they finish saying their mind, they will now add Jezebel. Why?
Because they feel she was being insensitive to their needs.
Some people even did graphics.
As a queen, they see her as the first lady. She is the queen of the country. So they see her, they feel that she's not being considerate, because if she knows the price of frying, in fact, going to get a land or paying agberos and all these things that are involved, if she knows what it actually entails to open an akara business, she will not call 50,000 or even a small amount. You need at least 200,000.
I mean,
Another
okay, she doesn't even know what is going on in the market, so she's been insensitive.
Hello, sir. Before you said that,
we can understand that. We can understand that, but the amount of insult, OMG, she's somebody's mother too. You know.
Hello, sir.
I didn't see any insults.
Sir, I like to say that at this age and time, at this time where other countries are empowering their youth, their citizens, to focus on cutting edge innovatives in technologies and in hospital development, Nigerian first lady, the wife of the president, can just come out and what she can say, and even say that they have done enough to the point where they are doing. I mean, she's still doing, is to now encourage citizens to go and start doing akara business. What is wrong with technology? Can we not start empowering people to go and learn digital skills, to see how they can learn new skills by reading and learning digital skills to produce things that other world are doing? Is it a bad thing if we are in the league of developing nations? Should we be going back?
Yes, I agree completely. And one thing that surprised me is, and at the point in time I stopped talking because these people don't get it, you know. And you're expecting somebody who does not know. He doesn't know. The president does not know. This set of leaders are mentally bankrupt. Mentally bankrupt. You see, I asked a question on this show now. We have the universities that is there. We talked about education today. You know what, that the Nigerian university alone can feed the nation. You know, you guys come to maybe one of these days, if you can, maybe by this, if you guys could join Nigerian Week, for instance, you see where we're going to have the event. It's a university here. If you see the land they use for university here, it's not even up to, how would I describe it? It's so small, but you see the amount of things they do with it. But in Nigeria, we have a village for college university. It's a village where they do nothing. Nothing.
Just producing graduates that have nothing to do after.
Thank you. Exactly. It's not the topic we're discussing today. And if the first lady can think better, he'll be saying, okay, you know, and this is what I said to myself, and I was crying. One night I was in my bed here and I was just weeping. Since I was born, they talk about Julius Berger. The next thing, this new governor of Delta State just came, he gave 70 billion to Julius Berger. And I said to myself, that 70 billion would have employed how many graduates? And we will do more roads. You know what? Our engineers will be constructing road from Monday to Friday to Saturday. They'll keep constructing road with that money. And that money will still be left. But the man has wasted that money on Julius Berger. No skill transferred. Nothing gained. Other than a bridge that will soon be destroyed. And I said to myself, this man does not know. There's no need fighting him. Now he's doing, you know what they're going to do now? They want to organize an economic summit. And I was saying to myself, what kind of economic summit? See, they only heard it. See, when I say you people now hear English, Englishmen don't even behave like that. They ask, of what use is it for the United Kingdom? Of what use what you are doing now to you? I want to go to school. Yes, I want to study law. Of what use will it be to me that decrease? Oh, God. You see, this is what I was crying about today on this show. We do things without asking, what is it? Why are we doing this? We don't know. So, and that is exactly what you see. A government that came to office and just want to construct road from Badagry to Calabar. It's not a bad plan to construct road, but we have Ministry of Works. What are they doing? We have young people who just graduated. Are you saying these people cannot construct roads? No, something is wrong with us. Can we say that we really need Oyibo to come and construct road in Nigeria? No go school reach that one. It's sad. It's sad.
It is sad that they don't come down. I think it would be very.
No, it's not coming down. This woman doesn't know anything.
That's what I'm saying. Have you ever visited or sent anyone to
the insult?
To even investigate before she made that statement nationally? Did she send anyone to take a record of what it takes? Or it
no, I don't. You know, they make impromptu speech. They make impromptu speech unprepared. I see for what? I don't. You see, something like that happened to the governor of Delta State. I don't think we make that speech again. No, some of these people, they don't think.
And the kind of people who have no interest for the public interest. They don't have any interest for us.
When you surround yourself with...
They don't know.
Barrister,
whoever knows this will be sensitive. You know, even if you see, what my father said something. I know Dawson said it as well. He said, if you can pretend, then you can be good. So if you want to marry Israel, I beg. If your wife say I can pretend, let her pretend though. Because if she can pretend, she can be good. Women don't pretend. What do you want they can do? Pretend to be good. You understand? That's what my father told me. You know, because if women don't pretend, they will kill us. They need to pretend to be good. Then we will help them to be good. You understand? Barrister, sorry. Barrister will only laugh when we talk about women.
I copy that. That's a rich
See, women are very
advice.
interesting.
It's a very rich advice.
Women are very.
You will not hear that. You will not hear that in the university.
They are very good people.
No, university don't teach us that. And you know what I'm really trying to say? If these people, can pretend. You know, when we want the first lady to pretend to be good, that's what I'm saying. She should pretend to be good. And
what
you see,
was
they don't have a way of fighting people. And that's a very big shame. It's a big shame. And I think we should try tomorrow to look at this election that is coming up, and we should look at the Nigerian election, the next coming election. It's scary. If this is, I watched a video today, and the young man was saying one thing, that I don't care what happened, but if you are sent to my polling booth, and you are a youth copper, and they give you money, and you change the booth, you change the result, we will burn you down. It's just scary. We should be worried as a nation.
But that makes sense. Those are the kind of warnings that needs to start coming out.
It's scary. It's scary.
For every wrong action, there should be consequences.
Yes, exactly. And I completely agree. You understand? Yeah. And then when you see when you design law, laws are designed in 3 stages. Very 3 stages. 1, if you behave well, they will encourage you. You understand? They negotiate nice. Don't do this again. Then when you do the other one, they will fine you. You know, that's a second level. Then when you do the other one, we will imprison you.
Go out of law, yeah.
Exactly. So there must be, they should be proportionate. It should be responsive. That's what we want to say here. And we need that level of law and order in Nigeria. And our leaders, they need to be held accountable.
Yes,
they need to be held accountable. They need to be held accountable for what
the time that it takes the justice system to deliver justice, whatever it is part of the issue. Because if something goes wrong today, why does it have to take near 15 years before you deliver justice?
Exactly what that's what this man said.
That is why it is called a process. It is a process.
No,
it's not
just
you don't run documents. You have to gather facts before you conclude.
Any justice that is delayed is justice denied. That is what Martin Luther King taught us. He said when justice is delayed, it's equal to justice that is denied. And it's very important. When you delay justice, You've denied us justice. And I will pray that a time will come in the history of our country where we will all get up and say, this is what we want. And I know that we can do this. It's not impossible. We can do this. We can turn Nigeria to what it is. And it doesn't really need that magic. In fact, the easiest, sometimes I thought Nigeria is going to be difficult to fix. Then I later discovered, no, the place is easy. You know why? We have the natural resources. We have the human resources. We have the best weather on earth. People just want to, they don't even ask me for too much. We can fix that country in a second. That's why I believe that a new leadership is necessary. It's not an attempt to say that your leader is bad, but maybe when you see a first lady coming out to tell us that this is the idea she has, then we have a problem. She's mentally bankrupt. I don't know whether the husband have anything else. The husband only understands taxation. He's an accountant. Taxation is going to tax people and get a lot of money. But question I asked Tinubu, and we need to debate that another day. If Tinubu is clever enough to collect taxes, he's not collecting taxes. Why do you collect the tax? The government of UK will collect tax for the betterment of the society. They're going to use the money to grow the society. Mr. President, you took oil subsidy. It is a good thing. But why have you done it? This is why. The question is why is what we need to answer. Why? On this show, we'll be asking why. That's why we're going to end the show. Let's call it a day because these kids, we've done a lot. It's exactly 2 hours on this broadcast. I'm not equipped with this kind of mentality anymore. We're going to call it a wrap today, and we'll be here tomorrow. Let's just quickly have one word from Abuja before we round it up. Abuja, what do you have to say to the audience? Then we'll call it a day. One word from the two of you.
Okay, for me, I would say the country that we are now, it is the only country that we have. And
Yes.
if we keep seeing things that go bad and we don't talk about it, then we are part of the destruction.
Yes.
For
So we'll
today.
keep talking.
That's what I have to say.
And then in contribution, I would also like to say, if you're a Nigerian and you know there are people, that the majority of the people are affected and they are complaining, and you know that their complaints are good, but because you are gaining from the government one way or another, you are there doing your own part. So the division is not going to take us anywhere. I think we should all come together to agree and then ask the government for what they do. We need accountability from the government. And we cannot do this alone. We need to be one to be able to achieve it.
You cannot.
Thank you
You
very
said
much.
it all. You said
Thank
it
you
all.
very much.
Yes, and yes, I want to really throw one word on that. You know, the only lesson is to learn is this: the president yesterday is no more the president today. The president today will not be the president tomorrow. Anything you do today will affect you even when you are no more a president. Any good law you make today will affect you when you are no more there. So it's a win-win if we do the right thing. You know, and you know why this is so important? Nobody can succeed alone. I always say, if I can buy a good car, I need a good road to drive the car. You know, if I can pay for my children's school fees, I need a good school to send my children to. I don't need to send my children abroad to lose contact. Some people send their children abroad. They no more have the contact of that child. They don't know how that child is growing. That's not how your father brought you up. Let us change this. Let's make Nigeria a great place. The message is simple. It's the only place we have, like Israel said. And it's going to take every one of us, like Omar said, to build our nation. And we can make it happen. And the journey starts today. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll do this again tomorrow. And don't forget, so just follow us now. This is going to be a new dimension in the broadcast. Follow us on our social media handles. And don't forget, they say always tell a friend, and friend. So thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.
Find your sanctuary in the heart of the city. Live the life you deserve in an exquisite apartment. SRTV Luxury Shortlet Apartment, Lagos, is a place where your comfort is rest assured. Welcome to SRTV Shortlet Apartment, part of the prestigious SRTV Real Estate family. Why choose us? Prime location, nestled in the heart of Lagos, close to key attractions, business hubs, and vibrant nightlife. Modern interiors, fully furnished, Stylish apartments designed to provide the ultimate comfort. Luxury redefined. Vacation perfected. 24/7 security. Enjoy peace of mind with round-the-clock security and CCTV surveillance. Top-notch amenities. High-speed Wi-Fi, smart TV, air conditioning, fully equipped kitchen.
Innovative content,